Hello, everyone. My name is Vipul. A brief introduction about me. My name is Vipul. I am a M365 and Power Platform Solution Architect. I work in Bosch, India. And today I'm going to show you a solution that how you can export your SharePoint online list items or content into a very good designed and custom layout PDF. This solution has been developed for SharePoint Online using SPFx extensions, which is SharePoint Framework extension. So just about a brief about the problem statement. What I noticed is during the whole experience of mine working with Microsoft stack of technologies that in general, SharePoint does not provide a native or out of the box structured PDF export out of the box. And many of the times we need the reports, the compliance report, form submissions, which needs to be exported as PDF, but that is natively not available as of now. So what are the current solutions what we have, particularly when we talk about SharePoint Online? Either we have to do some manual copy paste, we have to use some Power Automate flows, or maybe some third party tools to generate the PDF. So that was the thought process which came into the mind that why can't we have extension built in SPFX that can export the PDF in a very good layout, a good custom layout. So that was the problem statement. And the solution overview, if I talk about the tech stack, I mean, it is built into SPFX on top of SPFX. It works directly within the Microsoft SharePoint Online list. It uses a structured HTML template rendering, which I'm going to show you in the demo. But for now, from a tech stack standpoint, it is built in SharePoint framework using React and TypeScript. Now, with respect to the solution overview, so what was the solution which I developed is two modules. Basically, one is the admin configuration. So this you see on my screen is kind of an admin journey. As an admin of a SharePoint online site, what all I can do. So I have to configure the templates. I have to configure many other things. So that I call as admin configuration. So that's the first step of the solution, which I'm going to show in the demo as well, although. But as an admin, these are some of the functionalities which has been provided. So I have some pre-configured template. It could be 1:1 kind of a template, 2:2 kind of template. When I say 1:1, 2:2, so this is kind of one row, one column, two column layout. And then there is a custom layout also, which I'm providing in the solution from a solution perspective, that there will be a custom HTML template as well. So three types of template this particular solution provides you to the end user to export the PDF. So while exporting the PDF, you can choose any of those layouts. So this is the first thing which the solution will configure automatically. Then it is role-based visibility. So if you are not the, let's say, SharePoint site admin or owner, then you will not be able to configure these templates as an admin. So there is always a role-based visibility on that particular command set or extension. The third is the structured folder creation. So in the site assets, because site assets is kind of a library which is available in all SharePoint online sites by default. And that's why I say this solution, it's just one SPPKG package. It can be deployed into any SharePoint online site. It can be deployed into any tenant for that matter. So it also understands the list columns. So a SharePoint online site, that was also one of the thought that a SharePoint online site obviously have different columns. A list can have 4 columns, another list can have 10 columns. So how the PDF will understand? So it is very list specific. It understands the context. It understands the columns, that what columns the currently admin is configuring the template, and also what columns the user is about to export in PDF. So all those things are inbuilt into the solution. That's why I say this is as admin configuration or admin journey. Now I move it to the user journey. I will just zoom a little bit. So user journey is that as an end user, what you have to do. So you come to a SharePoint, let's say online list, you select an item, you select one particular item, which is again out of the box. You can select an item, just select a single list item to initiate the PDF export. And then there will be a button, another command set, which is called print to PDF. You will see a print to PDF button at the top. You click on that. You can choose the columns, or the columns are also well defined. It understands the list context, as I said. Then the next step is you have to choose the layout, which layout you want to export the PDF, 1:1, 2:2, custom. At the same time, just to let you know, it's not limited to only 3 templates. If you want to have your own HTML template based on your own organization branding guidelines and stuff like that, you can very well upload that template in the library, and the solution will pick up that template as well, and it will generate the PDF, will export that PDF. So that is also possible. So it's not limited to, I mean, the solution is not limited to only 3 templates, which are provided by default in the solution. And then you have to simply just click on export, and then the PDF will be exported. So this is the overall, I mean, from a problem statement and solution perspective. Uh, and then what are the benefits? This is the last slides, and then I will jump to the demo and to the implementation part of it. This is the last slide, which talks about the benefits, what benefits you are getting out of this solution. So here you see the admin configuration flow. Here you see user journey, which I already talked about. But what are the benefits? So benefits is that intuitive user experience, scalable, reusable, governance and control, as I mentioned, consistent branding. So you can have your consistent header, footer in the PDF, and let's say who exported this, the date timestamp, all those things can be added into the solution. As that at the same time, it has multi layout support. As I mentioned, the solution is giving you 3 layouts by default, but you can have n number of templates as well. And the exported PDF is also getting stored somewhere, let's say in the SharePoint library. So if you want to email that particular PDF, that particular exported PDF via some flow, Power Automate flow, so that is also possible within this solution. So this is the overall solution. I hope, I mean, this was very well understood, that what was the intent, what was the solution, problem statement, and the solution which has been developed. Now I will jump to a little bit of the implementation part of it, that how I implemented it using React and TypeScript, and how this is getting exported, and the drawing and all those things, the template. So here you see it is just a command set, extension, SPFx extension, which has been created. I just named it print to PDF extension command set. This is a TypeScript file. I will not go into the details of this TypeScript file, but just to let you know, I have different folders here. This is the base file. And then I have just images folder where some images, I have added some SVG images, and then some service layer. So configuration.ts, export service.ts, and stuff like that. The most important thing in this particular implementation, that I have used a open source free library called Kendo Drawing to draw my PDF and also export the PDF. So this is the library which I've used, which is Kendo Drawing. It is free, open source, so you can also use it within your SharePoint framework, I mean, solution. It's not limited that you have to use Kendo Drawing. I'm not promoting or something like that, but yes, this is what I used in my solution. So it gives you some basic things like export to PDF, geometry, and draw DOM. So using this, I was able to create a very good, or export a very good PDF. I'm also creating a template TS file, as I mentioned, because this solution is giving you 3 templates by default. So 1 into 1 template, I'm configuring here my own HTML. So you see 2-row template. This is the HTML which I'm configuring, because HTML will ultimately get converted to PDF. That's why these HTML are there in this particular solution, and then the custom HTML as well. So this is about the particular implementation of the solution using React and TypeScript. Now I will go to the demo part of it. So I am into a SharePoint list. This is a SharePoint online site. I am into a SharePoint list. Let's say the list name is FireGLL for an example. As an admin, I see the first button. So I will just go through first the admin journey of it. To configure PDF generation, the moment I click on it, it gives me a nice layout, a pop-up, which says that what you are configuring as an admin. But before that, I want to show you the site assets. As of now, in site assets, I don't have anything. These are just some standard folders which gets created when you create a site. But with respect to the PDF generation, there is no folder as such, because I have not configured anything as of now as an admin. So this is the first step. I will again show that you have to first configure the PDF generation templates as an admin. That will be the first step. I click on it. I click confirm. Then it goes ahead, it creates a folder, and it gives me a very good, a graceful message. The templates had been created successfully for this particular list. The list name is FireGLL, right? And it gives me the path that where it gets created. I can directly click here, or I can directly just refresh site assets, and you see a folder gets created. So that's what I was talking about, that it creates a structured folder hierarchy at the backend as well. So if I go inside this folder now, what it is doing in this folder, it has a parent folder called list. Now, why this parent folder is here? This parent folder talks about that whenever admin configure templates, there could be multiple lists within a SharePoint site or a site collection. So that's why if I go to this list, you see one list here as Fire GLL, because just now the templates are configured. And you see these are the HTML templates which are configured by this solution. So 1x1 HTML, 2x2 HTML template, and custom HTML. So these are the three templates. The moment the admin has configured the templates from here. So this is about the admin journey. So now in the solution, we have the templates ready for this particular list. And as an end user, now I will have an opportunity. I'm just refreshing this list. As an end user, I have an opportunity to export the particular list item. Let's say I select this item, particular list item in my list. There could be multiple items as well. You have to select one at a time. And then there is a button which is enabled now, which is called print to PDF. Right? Earlier it was not there. The moment I select it, you get one more button called print to PDF. And now I'm behaving as an end user. Now, as an end user, when I click on this print to PDF, I get this pop-up to select the layout. I can choose 1x1, 2x2, or custom layout, as I said earlier. So if I select 1x1 layout, I have the opportunity to select the columns, or all the columns are auto-select as well. And on top of it, two things important, which I mentioned earlier. This solution is not particular specific to this site or this tenant. It can be configured in any tenant within few seconds and in any SharePoint Online site for that matter, right? So if I select 2x2, again, the same layout. If I select custom, then it will take my custom HTML, which is already there at the backend, already configured, and the template is also available. So if I click here, the columns I can select, deselect, I can select all, I can deselect all those things are there. And if you see, it has already understood that how many columns are there. This list has 26 columns. And as I said, this particular solution understands the list context. So if your list has only 4 columns, it will only show you 4 columns here. At the same time, it also taking care of the default columns which any SharePoint list object has, for example, created by, or modified by. So these 4 columns, I mean the author and the editor columns, those are also taken care here. At the same time, any kind of complex column, be it choice column, single SLOT, MLOT, single line of text, multiple line of text, rich text, lookup columns, choice column, any kind of columns you have at the backend, this particular solution will take care while generating or exporting the PDF. So you will not get any distorted PDF or any kind of bad PDF when it gets exported. So this is what the solution is. Now I will just the last part of it. I will click on export, and what will happen? It will export a PDF on, let's say, the user's browser, and you can save it, and the PDF will be exported. And that is how you can see the PDF will look like. So this is a PDF just exported. So this is a 1x1 layout, and you can see all the columns are intact. Wherever the value is not found, I'm just putting a dash there or a hyphen there. So it is very much understanding that the data is not there. That's why I'm putting there. That is already there in the logic and the code. And that is how it got exported. Last but not the least, this solution, which I showed just now, was also submitted in the SharePoint hackathon this year.